From the lights of Broadway to the sounds of Music City, welcome to Nashville, Tennessee. Today we're stepping out of the elevator and into the heart of innovation here at Leviton. Forget everything you thought you knew, because that's all about to change. With the new Leviton Live Customer Experience Center opening in Nashville last year, I had the chance to step inside with Leviton executives Randy Mortensen and Justin Berghoff to see what's next in smart building and electrification technology. But I didn't stop there. The next day, I visited one of Leviton's nearby distribution centers with Tom King to get a behind-the-scenes look at their supply chain in action. Let's get started. Leviton's been around for a while.
We have, yeah. We were founded in 1906, so we've been around for over a century. Still privately held, family-run business. We have manufacturing locations around the world. As you can see, we power, light, control everyday spaces. And those spaces are factories, they're data centers, they're residences, and we try to bring them all to life.
You're on the front line of trends. Your role in sales and marketing on a global level puts you front and center of what's happening, and you're having to stay on top of it.
Yep.
What are you seeing as the trends that are happening out there right now?
There's four major trends that we're trying to capitalize on and be prepared for. The first one is demand for electrification, whether it be your home or your factory or your data centers. I think everybody realizes there's a lack of skilled labor. We hear data centers a lot. We hear AI every single time you turn on the news, you read something about AI and artificial intelligence, and the proliferation of data centers of different sizes and different aspects. We need them to create all that data for AI. Everybody wants to have control of everything in their hand, and all that data has to be stored somewhere and being transmitted over, whether it be wireless, copper cabling, fiber cabling, and people want immediate access. You need data centers, you need connectivity, and you need power to power the data centers. So everything's converging. It's not as simple as it used to be. We have a little demo data center here as I'm unveiling it. Obviously, data centers come in all shapes and sizes, really big, really small, but this is what's driving lighting, connectivity, power, all those different types of products that we sell, we can sell into a data center, and they're growing like weeds everywhere in the world.
But for me, when I look at that, that's a lot of wiring. I see all the wiring, everything's color coded.
Everything's network connected. Right. And what has to happen? You got to power it, you got to connect it, and you got to light it, and you got to cool it, all those different environmental considerations that we talked about earlier. And they're all converging. And then the other thing that we're experiencing a lot is these convergence trends. There's two primary trends that are going on in the convergence space. One is technology convergence, which is IT and OT, and they're merging very quickly. Things are smarter, they're network connected, they interact, and they don't have their kind of traditional swim lanes. In the past, machines operated on their own. Now they're network connected. So now you need IT resources to help run your factory, and they're automated. So you need hopefully less people, and you can control them. In the past, you've heard of preventative maintenance, and people in the factories, they go and make sure that machines are working right, make sure they're lubricated. With smart devices, you can move from preventative maintenance to predictive maintenance because you have the data, about how many cycles that machine's going to go, and you can address the situation before you have a breakdown in your factory. And then also supply chain. The traditional supply chain of manufacturer to distributor to contractor to end user is becoming blurred, and each piece of that supply chain is being asked to do more by their customers. So they're getting out of their comfort zone and doing a little bit of everything. And I won't say it's controlled chaos, but there's a lot of chaos out there and people are trying to find their way. And the ultimate goal for anybody in this chain is to remove pain from their customer. Sure. Make it easier to install, easier to acquire, all those different things. And that's the key to success. That's the key to winning.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to it. So we're going to get up and we're actually going to take a walk through Leviton Live for everybody that's viewing this out there. And we're going to meet some more of your team members along the way as well, which is going to be great. So you know what? You know your way around here, not me. I'm going to follow you.
Let's take a walk.
Let's do it.
All right.
You guys are dead center almost in downtown Nashville. There's a honky tonk on every corner.
There is.
Right? So there's a whole lot of reasons to visit, not just from being here in the technology center, but really the whole idea of where you're located is an experience. Justin.
Dave. How are you doing?
Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
Yeah. Why are we standing in the kitchen?
Sure, I wanted to talk a little bit about the world of electrification, and the kitchen is always a key point, a great place to do that.
In Leviton Live here. I mean, the lights are here, you got your outlets on the wall. Walk me through what people are experiencing in this space, right?
Yeah, so what's big difference nowadays is the modern home has all of these very high-tech products, right? So you have LED lights, fancy devices and refrigerators that are smart, EV chargers. So all these things put together are a system. And that's what the home is now, it's a system. Very important nowadays to all the consumers and builders. They want products that just work together, they look the same. So that's where we really excel over the years and all the innovations we've had. We've got a really broad and deep portfolio of products. We test them rigorously together to make sure they're all compatible and ultimately delivering that great electrical experience to the homeowners.
The load center, it looks like an electrical sub-panel to me.
Yes, it is. So the Leviton Load Center is the foundation of the home, right? This is the ultimate place where power comes in and out of the house. We did a lot of work when we developed this load center, talking to customers, observing contractors and builders, and there's a few things that really resonated. One being aesthetics. We've developed a much more contemporary look than the standard load center. You don't have the scary old gray box that people won't go up to. We took a breaker here, and like he said, it's really simple. It's either red tripped, green on. Very easy for the homeowner to have these at-a-glance diagnostics.
Behind you, tell me a little bit about what's behind this.
Sure, this is our structured media center. So you think about the breaker panel being the electrical foundation of the home. This is the digital foundation of the home. This integrates with the My Leviton app as well. So you can check your charge status as well as schedule charging times.
So I can control that, all my outlets, my switches, all from the app and the breakers on this.
Yes, you can.
Excellent.
So I know we've spoken a lot about our residential products, but we also manufacture a lot of commercial, as you can see here, receptacles and other products, as well as industrial, and a wide range of stuff designed for healthcare and hospitals. A lot of times these products are outside in a garage, behind a freezer, in a basement. So if you have a GFCI trip, you're never gonna know it.
Right.
So we have ones that have an audible alert, and we also have smart ones. So that plays back into what we were talking
smart,
about before.
like app smart?
Smart like app smart. So in addition to our breakers, our EV chargers, and now a GFCI, we also offer a full line of lighting controls called Decora Smart.
And that is going to be how I control the lighting in my house, movie time, bedtime, reading time.
They look exactly like Decora switches.
Right.
Same switches coming out, and they connect with the My Leviton app.
Where's this evolving to though?
So what's next in this industry for us? So we're really excited and we're really changing the game with something disruptive that we call Decora Evolve.
Okay.
And it basically changes the way you think about wiring. Builders can install a standard base with a switch or a receptacle, and later a homeowner can replace it with a module without any tools necessary, any electrician necessary. Homeowners want upgrades, but they're not always going to get them, and they don't always can get them in the right places.
So what you're saying to me is you're making a homeowner-friendly switch outlet that if I wanted it to have a USB plug in it, because my needs have changed as my kids got older and now I have more devices using more electricity, right? I can change a plug to be able to accept those and vice versa. Motion sensors, you do that as well?
That easy, yes. We have receptacles, you have USB, we have guide lights, we've got dimmers, we've got smart dimmers and switches, and we continue to grow that portfolio of products. Like I said, in addition to standard residential products, we have commercial wiring, lighting controls, all kinds of distributed controls for commercial buildings. And in addition, we have a full line of measurement and verification products. These are used to measure energy consumption at the unit level and even to revenue grade level. So utilities can use these things to bill customers, mostly in a multi-family kind of a unit.
And what do we have back here?
So last but not least, we're going to talk about surge protection. So what's really important here, and everybody needs to know that in the National Electric Code, surge protection is now required in residential units.
When did that go into effect?
That happened in 2020, Dave.
In 2020, I was done building by then. Now you actually have to put surge protection in every residential building that's out there?
Yes, you do. So it's now a requirement. So I think everybody needs to be educated on the different versions of them. There's various types. I'm not going to dive into them now, but we have the full portfolio here of surge protection, all the way from standard residential that you would bolt onto the side of anybody's panel, all the way up to larger commercial versions. I mean, these can be used in residential too, but just more and more horsepower. All the way to machine level point of use receptacles, hospital grade versions, and even medical grade strips.
Is there anything I missed, Justin?
No, I'd like to kind of wrap it up here, Dave, with some of the things that we're really focused on at Leviton, and that's safety. That's one of our core competencies. Performance, I talked to you before about we use our engineers and testing facilities just to make sure everything works, to keep happy customers and homeowners. Energy efficiency, so that's really getting into the energy management world. We see that happening a lot as we see more and more electrification.
Yesterday was all about Leviton Live in Nashville, Tennessee. Well, today we're taking you into the backbone of it all, their massive distribution center. Not only are we going to take you on a tour, we're going to show you how their products get to their final destination. Come inside. All right, Tom, so where are we standing right now?
So this is where everything starts in our distribution center.
Okay.
We're in the receiving area. So this is where we get all of our product from all of our manufacturing locations. We receive about 3 to 5 truckloads of product every day that comes into our facility. And then throughout all the ordering that we'll get to, all the different steps, 3 to 5 truckloads will leave during the day to our customers as well.
So every day. So this is where all the product's coming in that was manufactured, boxed, ready to go.
Yes.
And they're gonna unload the trucks and then put it in its places.
Exactly. And I think an important part is we are a manufacturing company.
Right.
98% of what we sell, we have manufactured ourselves. So I think it's a great story. We pride ourselves in the quality of our products, the safety of our products going to our customers, and we control it coming in to our distribution center and flowing out the door. So this is our case pick area. This is our highest moving items. We're sending product down here to induce into the sortation system. It's going through 60 cartons per minute going into this area. So this is our induction area. We just labeled all the product coming down out of the pick area. Now it's going to get induced into our sortation system over here.
Okay.
Once it's on a particular pallet here, it knows exactly where it's going to send it.
I don't know if they can see it on camera, but we'll show you. Everything is numbered down below.
Yep.
Every one of those squares are numbered,
Yeah.
and that's how the packages are tracked. So now where is this going?
Now it's going to go into either the small parcel area, less than truckload area, or the full truckload area.
All right, can we go take a look at that?
Let's go look at that.
Can we load trucks?
We can.
Hey, it's always good to have the VPs working out there.
Absolutely.
All right.
If the customer only ordered one box, it'll get the shipping label, apply it, and go right to the shipping area. If they ordered multiple boxes, we'll then actually group those together, send it through the shrink wrap area, and then those orders will stick together so that that customer gets all of their product that they ordered all at once.
2.5 million products a day.
Yes.
That's at a manufacturing plant.
Correct.
How do you know what the distribution center needs, and how are you guys communicating all of this?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you don't have too much showing up, right? You want to kind of have a steady flow.
It's definitely not random how product shows up here, right? So we are scheduling the production facilities every day, telling them what they should manufacture based on our customer needs. So if it's a high volume customer, we have past history that tells us what are their ordering patterns. We also are looking forward, getting forecasts from our customers to marry that as well. We're also getting point of sale data from customers so that we understand how is our product selling through their locations too.
Is there like a command center like NASA, people tracking all of this? Or is it all automated?
So there is a command center. We have a lot of automation built in. So we have a command center here controlling the facilities. And then at our headquarters, we also do the planning for each of our manufacturing facilities. And then within our manufacturing facilities, we also do planning there as well.
I love it. All right, let's continue on. It's just mind-boggling. And for those watching it, if you're not here, this is 450,000 square feet of product, conveyor belt, people working.
Yes.
All to deliver products to you out there. Let's stop here for a minute and kind of talk about this, right? Because they're then going to take these bundles.
They'll wrap with the green stretch film. We'll put them then on the FedEx truck.
And how do you communicate with the carrier what door to pull up to?
We've got a shipping office out front. That carrier will come and check in, say, hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
If it's a regular trucker, they know they're going to a particular door. If it's not a particular carrier that comes regularly, they'll check in. We'll assign them a dock door, and then they'll back up, park that trailer, and then we'll live load it.
What is the hardest thing in logistics and distribution? I mean, you got so many years of experience.
Yes.
What advice would you give somebody out there?
Be curious.
Be curious?
Be curious. Be willing to solve problems. Look for opportunities to always improve, but it starts with being curious.
Well, I can tell you as a customer that uses your product, I've used it in the pack and building, I am much more appreciative of the amount of time and effort that go into not only manufacturing the product, but protecting the product, protecting the people that work here. It's obvious that you have culture that is working. I mean, these people are working hard. Absolutely. And they're smiling while they do it.
Smiling while they do it, and they come to work ready to go every single day.
Randy, this has been an amazing journey. Been on a tour with yourself, Justin. If there is one thing that you would like to leave with our audience out there, what would it be?
I think at the end of the day, it's more with Leviton, and we want to enable our customers to do more, to sell more, to learn more. And environments like this are very conducive to that, and we build long-term relationships.
Yeah. And you're hearing it right from the Executive Vice President himself. Yep. Randy, thanks so much for having us.
Yep.
I got to get on.
This video was created in partnership with Leviton.